Welcome back to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. I'm your host, SK, ready to embark on another journey of discovery and insight. Today, we are delving into the power of e-commerce and how it's reshaping the landscape for small businesses. In a world where digital presence is crucial, understanding the dynamics of online marketplaces can be the difference between surviving and thriving. With the help of our esteemed guest today, we will explore the strategies for growth, innovation, and creating unique consumer experiences in the digital realm. It's an honor to welcome Garry Thaniel, the General Manager of eBay Canada. Gary's journey through the retail sector, from launching new brands at Lord & Taylor to driving the sneakers category to new heights at eBay, showcases his unparalleled experience in innovation and market leadership. With over 15 years of experience across various facets of retail industry, Gary's strategic approach has propelled companies to secure market-leading positions, making him an invaluable resource for insights on e-commerce success. Join us as we delve into Gary's wisdom and experience. Good morning, Gary, and welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. How are you today?
I am doing great, SK. I'm so happy to be back with you today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here, especially to discuss the transformative power of e-commerce for small businesses. Again, your career is a testament to the positive impact of thoughtful strategy and execution in the digital marketplace. We and our listeners are eager to explore your journey and the lessons you have learned along the way. Let's dive into our conversation on e-commerce. As everyone knows, e-commerce is a vast and ever-evolving landscape, offering a myriad of opportunities for businesses willing to adapt and innovate. Garry, with your extensive experience, I believe you have a wealth of insights to share on this topic. Can you walk us through how eBay Canada has evolved its platform specifically to support the unique needs of Canadian SMBs in today's digital economy?
I would love to. Before we really dive into that, I always want to take a step back and talk about what eBay is. And we're a pure marketplace, which means we don't own inventory. We never compete with our sellers. And one of the things I always want to drill into people is that we only succeed when our sellers succeed. And it's so important. Our sellers are so important in what we do as a company, as a marketplace. And we've created a marketplace where Canadian small businesses can access 132 million customers across 190 countries. We always, we use this term, stay local, sell global, but our platform is truly allowing Canadian small businesses to stay local and sell global and reach a global audience.
Gary, what feedback from Canadian SMBs has been most instrumental in shaping eBay Canada's recent initiatives or platform changes?
Yeah, such a great question. A lot of the feedback that we get from Canadian SMBs is about improving the overall seller experience. And, that's something that is key to eBay. It's something that I'm personally passionate about. I know how huge of a deal it is for so many small Canadian retailers to trust eBay as a business partner. And I truly want to, I truly always want to underline that word of partner, because we are business partners with so many of our, Canadian SMBs and small Canadian retailers. But we hear about so many pieces of feedback from them around the seller experiences. Seller experience. One area that comes up quite a bit is shipping, right? As I mentioned before, we allow access to 132 million customers in 190 countries. Shipping's a huge deal. And one of the things that we're really focused on is working with different carriers to help small businesses reduce shipping costs. A great example of that is what we did in Q4 in partnering with our partner Canada Post, and we launched or introduced Canada Post Track Packet for US. And what that allows customers to have or sellers to have is a low-cost shipping option for shipping anywhere in Canada to the USA, which is so important because so many of our businesses, the USA is a big key market for, expanding their audience beyond Canadian border. And when we launched it in Q4, just before the holidays, one of the things that we did was introduce limited time discounts, and one of the things I'm excited about is that recently we made those limited time discounts permanent. So these are permanent savings that so many of our Canadian SMBs will be able to enjoy going forward, and that's for shipping to the U.S. But we didn't leave it at just shipping to the U.S. Right? We also realized that shipping domestically can also present its own challenges, particularly when you think about tracking of packages. And one of the things that we also, again, partnering with Canada Post, introduced last year was Expedited Light, which is a domestic track shipping service for lightweight items. Think, trading cards and items of that such. But really, it's allows sellers to ship track packages, small packages at a fraction of the cost. And it's one of their cheapest services that Canada Post offers. So really what we're trying to do is be really targeted, lean into the right level of partnerships to solve some of these the customer pain points, and provide solutions for the feedback that we get from so many of our customers.
Gary, your insights into eBay Canada's adaptation to the needs of Canadian SMBs are truly enlightening. And it's clear that staying attuned to the needs of business community plays a pivotal role in shaping successful platforms. Now,
Yeah.
let's discuss about the technological innovations for small businesses. Like with technology being a major driver for business growth, what are some of the latest technological innovations or tools that eBay has introduced to aid Canadian SMBs in expanding their reach and efficiency?
SK, I think that's another fantastic question. Thank you for these amazing questions. I think one of the things that we are trying to do as eBay is really lean into technology to help and innovation to help solve so many of the pain points of our customers. I personally get a lot of feedback from sellers really asking about how can we make it easier for them to expand their reach, be more efficient when using our platform. And so much of that comes back to how we're leveraging technology to solve some of these customer pain points. And one of the things that we are doing is really trying to lean into magical innovations. And in the future, a lot of these innovations will be coming to, Canada as well. I'm fortunate to see some of these in development, and get to partner with our product team, and giving them the feedback on customers. But giving them feedback from customers. But one of the things that we're really fortunate to do is have some great innovations, some magical innovations that we are testing right now that'll benefit the Canadian small businesses and small retailers. So one of the areas that we really want to lean into at eBay is AI innovation. And I think AI is such a big topic right now. It's a buzzword. I think people are really looking at AI in the way it can make all phases of life easier. But at eBay, what we're really trying to do is lean into really focusing on how AI can support solving some of these customer pain points. And one that sticks out to me immediately is a customer pain point we have sometime around listing. And depending on how much business you're doing on eBay, how specific you're getting with your listings can either be something that is very quick, or it can be something that can take quite a bit of time. And what we're trying to do is, leverage AI to fill in things like descriptions and essentially make the listing process more efficient. We think by doing that, it helps buyers get more information about the product they're purchasing so they can purchase with confidence. And it also helps sellers be able to sell more, list more, and expand their business in a really efficient way. So we're still early on in the stages of how we're leveraging AI. And again, some of the stuff is available in Canada, some of it isn't yet. But in the future, this will be one of the things we use to continue to expand our ability to help sellers sell more, list easier, and solve that key pain point for so many sellers.
The technological innovations you have shared today, Gary, highlight a future where efficiency and reach are no longer barriers but stepping stones for SMBs. Listeners, as we delve deeper into the technological frontiers reshaping the landscape of small and medium-sized businesses, it's vital to remember the essence of innovation. It's not just about adopting new tools, but about reimagining our approach to solving problems and creating value. Each innovation shared today opens a door to new possibilities. Let's embrace these changes with an open mind and a visionary spirit, transforming challenges into stepping stone towards our business goals.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to see, how technology is redefining the boundaries of what's possible. Now, moving on to digital transformation, as everyone knows, marketplaces have become more than just sales channels. They are communities where businesses and consumers meet, interact, and grow together. Gary, why should Canadian SMBs incorporate a marketplace as a sales channel?
Yeah, this one really hits on what we've talked about, previously, and also one of the things that that I really want to make sure people understand about eBay is that we don't compete with our sellers. We only succeed when our sellers succeed. I always say, people buy on eBay, but not from eBay. You're buying from another seller. You're connecting with another person, another small business, and the power of that community and again the ability to connect is so important to us. So eBay is complementary. We're not competitive to SMBs. And when we talk about how we can help brick and mortar businesses not only have their own website, you know uh add a marketplace that gives them global reach. Again, as I mentioned before, 132 million customers in 190 countries. You can see how eBay is complementary and offers a complementary channel of retail and reach for so many of Canadian small businesses.
And Gary, can you recommend any resources or strategies for SMBs starting their digital journey?
Yeah, I mean, you can have, I think, a lot of the best resources in the world, but like a lot of it comes back to trust. And we're fortunate at eBay where trust is a core of everything that we do. We offer, our money back guarantee program, eBay money back guarantee. We have our authenticity guarantee program. But I truly believe that if you don't have trust, you don't have kind of like the foundation for engaging with people. And when we talk about trust, we mean it for both our buyers and our sellers. If I take a look at like our authenticity guarantee program, for instance, this is a program where before an item arrives at a buyer, it's sent to a eBay operated facility. It's ensure it's checked for authenticity, goes through an inspection process, and then goes out to the buyer. Um, so that's protection for the buyer to make sure that they're purchasing something with confidence. Sellers can also sell with confidence because if for some reason that buyer wants to make a return, right, that product then comes back to our facility, is checked to ensure that exactly what that seller sent out they are receiving back, and then it's sent on to the seller to complete the return process. So when you look at the way in which we want people to know that they can trust eBay with their precious inventory, goods that they truly hold valuable to them, even though they may be getting ready to sell it and allow someone else that experience the useful life of it. We want to make sure people know that if for some reason, you are selling something on eBay and it comes back, it's coming back in that same condition, right? And I think, when we talk about trust, we want buyers to be able to purchase with trust and we want sellers to be able to sell with trust.
Yeah, Gary, your emphasis on the strategic importance of marketplaces for SMBs offers, a new lens through which to view digital sales channels. It's more than just a platform, right? It's about
Yeah.
building an ecosystem where businesses can thrive. Now, moving on to e-commerce strategies on eBay, like success stories are not just narratives, like they are blueprint for strategies that work in the real world.
Yeah.
Gary, I'm eager to hear about the triumphs of Canadian SMBs on eBay and the strategies that propelled them to success. What are some success stories of Canadian SMBs thriving on eBay and what strategies contributed to their success?
Yeah, SK, I love answering this question because I love talking about our sellers. As I mentioned before, I get an opportunity to engage with them regularly. And last time I was on, I think we talked to Entrepreneur of the Year quite a bit, correct?
Right.
So, I actually want to just take a chance to highlight a couple of the folks. We talk about our Entrepreneur of the Year, Conray, who runs a business called Slab Sharks, and he, turned his passionate from, and from trading cards into like this amazing successful business. He's been able to really have huge success on eBay. I think in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, they broke seven figures, and in 2023, they more than doubled their gross sales. So as you look at turning passion into business, Slab Sharks and Conray are a great example of that. And then, as I spoke about earlier, so much of what we do is about reaching that cross-border audience and global audience. And our micro national of the year, Amy Azue, sells and repairs parts. And Amy's a great example of utilizing eBay to reach the globe and to reach a global audience, right? 95% of her sales at her business, ACO, are cross-border, 95%. So as you think about the way in which earlier we talked about, brick and mortars that can have a website, but then use eBay as a complementary channel. Amy's a great example of that, someone who's like expanded their audience way beyond the borders of Canada. And now 95% of her sales on eBay are cross-border. And I think that's an amazing story, but some amazing strategies of, one, how a seller is turning passion into massive business, and another, how, they're really seeing eBay as that multi-national global partner for sales across border.
Thanks, Gary, for sharing those stories. The journeys of these Canadian SMBs on eBay are not just inspiring. Like, I think they are instructive, providing clear pathways to success in the e-commerce domain. Listeners, before we explore the pivotal role of customer experience in the digital marketplace, let's pause and consider the journey we are on. The digital world is vast, offering countless opportunities to connect, engage, and enchant our customers. As we prepare to hear about strategies to enhance the customer journey, think of your own experiences as a consumer. What made them memorable? This reflection can guide us as we strive to not just meet but exceed our customers' expectations, setting our business apart in the crowded digital arena. It's incredible to see how strategic moves can lead to significant achievements. Now, in the digital marketplace, like, the customer experience is the battleground where businesses differentiate themselves.
Yeah.
How can SMBs innovate in their customer experience, like, to stand out in the crowded digital marketplace? Are there particular strategies or technologies that can elevate the customer journey?
You know, for us, it comes back to, so much of it comes back to, um, I would say, connecting with the right community of enthusiasts, if you will. So, I use the word community when I'm talking to so many folks, because we have these communities, whether you're collectibles connoisseur or an automotive enthusiast or a trading cards lover, right? We have these great communities of people who are passionate about, you know, X activity, or XYZ hobby, if you will. And I was, we, I have had the opportunity of engaging with so many of them, whether it's our trading cards and collectibles community at Comic-Con, or our motors community at, Motorama, and some of the events that we have, or even, previously in my last role at eBay, the sneakers community at our SneakerCon events. I really think it's amazing to really get the right level of feedback from the community. I think, it allows us to speak with an authentic voice. It allows us to, while there's so many of our sellers cross category that have some of the same pain points, we do realize that there are specific challenges of selling on eBay within a certain type of business. So it allows us to get that feedback from them. But also ultimately it allows us to connect with people, keep our finger on the pulse of what's happening in that community, keep our finger on the pulse of what's happening in that industry, in that sector of business, and be responsive and remain relevant. And I think that's what we're trying to do. We've talked about AI, we've talked about, the way in which people are, following their passions to create big business. But so much of it comes back to, being able to have your finger on the pulse of that a business, to know what you need to do to pull, what levers you need to pull to make sure you remain relevant. And that's the one thing that we are doing through our, by staying tapped in with these communities of enthusiasts, is ensuring that eBay always remains relevant as a platform for these super passionate buyers and sellers.
Right. Gary, your insights into elevating the customer's experience remind us that in the digital world, the heart of commerce remains human-centric, right? Innovating in customer experience is not just about technology, it's about creating moments that resonate. Mary, before we wrap up, is there anything that you would like to share with our audience?
No, I think we've had such a great conversation today, in terms of, discussing, how we at eBay are working on new solutions, whether it be shipping or AI, to help people do more business. As always, I just encourage people to hop on our platform, start selling, give us feedback. We want to hear your feedback. But also, any ways that we can partner with you and make it easier. We have so many, seller tools and services that help people learn from one another, and also connect with other people in the community, and share best practices. So, as always, I just want to encourage more people to not only leverage eBay as a platform to purchase on, but also leverage eBay as a platform to sell on, and expand your audience, and expand the reach of your business.
Thank you, Gary, for joining us today and sharing your invaluable insights into the e-commerce world. Your expertise and leadership journey like really illuminates the path for small businesses looking to navigate and excel in the digital marketplace. It's always a pleasure to hosting you on the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast.
Awesome. SK, always appreciate you having me, and hopefully we'll do this again very soon.
For sure. Thank you so much. Gary's success stories and strategic advice remind us that with the right approach, the digital realm offers limitless opportunities for growth and innovation. A heartful appreciation to our partners, exclusive banking partner RBC, exclusive shipping partner UPS, exclusive accounting software partner Zero, and exclusive email partner Constant Contact. Your continued support enriches our platform, allowing us to bring these critical conversations to our small business community. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We hope today's episode has inspired you to explore new avenues for your business in the e-commerce space. Remember to subscribe to Canadian SME Small Business Magazine at canadiansme.ca for more insights, strategies, and stories to help your business thrive in the digital age.